Every sports fan has a movie that totally captures an event in their lives. A time when the good guys that worked harder than everyone else came out on top for all the right reasons. Even though I wasn't there, as a matter of fact, I wasn't even born yet, probably wasn't even thought of, in 1980 in Lake Placid, the movie Miracle will always mean something to me just because of the fact of what a huge hockey fan I am and the fact that I'm an American. I mean, you don't even have to be a hockey fan to love the story of a bunch of college students taking on the greatest collection of hockey players of all time and coming up on top. This is a movie that captures this feeling, a feeling of despair. I mean, these guys did not think that they were going to handle the Russians, and if you talk to any of them now, they'll say, if we had to play them again, we don't know what would have happened. Just one of the greatest moments in sports history, and the fact that it's brought to life the way it is, and by Disney nonetheless, a company not known for quality live-action films, I would say, the last 10 years. Unless you count the Hannah Montana movie. But that's another video. Anyway, the reason to watch this movie is easy. Kurt Russell is fantastic as Herb Brooks. Herb Brooks was a Team USA coach. He was a rebel. He was a badass. And he basically shoved the Russians' game down their throat. He taught these Americans, these young Americans who did not get along with each other. They were from colleges all over the country that played against each other, and they couldn't stand each other. He made them a team and made them adopt a system of play that put them in the same league as the Russians. And in order to tell this story accurately, you have to have someone that can play Herb Brooks the right way. And Kurt Russell nails it. He makes Herb Brooks an endearing character, but at the same time, someone that is not the nicest person in the world. Someone that if you mess up, he's going to let you know. And again, Kurt Russell is fantastic. Then you have a whole bunch of supporting characters that make up the team. Everyone from Mike Eruzione to Mark Johnson and Ken Morrow and Jim Craig. All these guys, and even though the focus isn't on them as much as some of you may think it should be because they were actually the players, it was more of a collective thing. And see, hockey is different from the majority of sports out there because, like football, you need a whole bunch of guys. You need a team to go out there and win. You can't just have an A-Rod or a Derek Jeter. You need a good defenseman that can pass the puck. You need a defenseman that can hit. You need a goalie. You need a center who can win faceoffs, a center that can hit, a center that can shoot. You need a whole team. But unlike football, there are 60 guys on a team and some of them never even say a word to each other. There's like 20 dudes on a hockey team and they travel with each other and they earn their bumps and bruises. And this is totally captured in this film. Again, like I said, you don't have to be a hockey fan to love Miracle. And make no mistake about it. Make no mistake about it. The United States winning the gold medal in 1980 was a miracle. Because after that, the Olympics changed forever and professional players were allowed to be brought in from every country. And the idea of an 18-year-old coming out of nowhere and playing for his country was gone. And it is gone. Now it's more about hired guns coming in. And, of course, they're playing for their country, and there's that level of camaraderie between countrymen, but it's not the same thing. There's no more amateurs, it's all professional, so that feeling is pretty much gone. Nonetheless, I'm talking way too much about hockey and not enough about this film. The pacing, the bumps and bruises, the trials and tribulations of the 1980 U.S. team are totally there. Russell, like I said, is a character you want to root for. Sometimes you may not understand his methods, but then at some other times, his message rings crystal clear. You have to work harder than anyone else to accomplish your dreams. And Herb Brooks understood that. And he understood that sometimes you work harder than everyone else and your dreams still don't come true. So he was the way that he was to these kids for a reason, and it ended up working, and a miracle ensued. So this is easily one of my favorite Disney movies of all time. And that includes any animated film. And again, not because I'm a hockey fan, and not because I think Kurt Russell's a pretty cool actor, he's pretty good at what he does. It's just an amazing coming-of-age tale that hooks you from start to finish. And it's fun, it's emotional, and it's endearing. So if you're looking for an enjoyable movie, look no further. It's not zany, it's not The Mighty Ducks, it's not corny, so it's not Youngblood, and it's not brutal and over the top like Slapshot, which are three great hockey movies in their own respect. But it is a step above those films because it does everything that those films don't do. So yeah, a miracle. And if you don't watch this movie, you're missing out on easily one of the best sports movies of all time.